They came after us, crossed the borderline, took all our offers to send down their mines, while the feathered beast ran out the bob. So cried the trekker, this madness must stop. Toss a coin to your trekker, oh planet of plenty, oh planet of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your trekker, oh planet of plenty. The vile Kurogans fled and hid what they had stole. Riorfan was shackled and kept in the cold. But he did not relent. The Turd King was hell-bent. He slayed the Kurogans, then to Bird's house he went. And with a mighty blow, he struck that button red. The mighty bird folded in two by his bed. That's my epic tale, our champion prevailed. So let's drink a toast with some Romulan ale. Toss a coin to your trekker, oh planet of plenty, oh planet of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your trekker, oh planet of plenty, oh planet of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your trekker, oh planet of plenty, oh planet of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your trekker, the great Turdestani.
Making your way with the nerds today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from hating JJ sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to just get laid? Sometimes you wanna go where all the Trekkies know your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be in a galaxy where Star Trek isn't lame. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Hey guys, Michael J. Crawford here, and Auntie is with me, but she's not in her bed right now. She's chewing on a bone behind me, so sorry. So Wesley was first. Captain Cat says first, but was actually second because Wesley actually cheated and posted first just before we started the live stream. Mr. Miles says first, but Mr. Miles has the title of Forever First, so got to give it to him. Multi-Gunman says banned. Mr. Miles then says Wesley Crusher and Captain Cat are fake news indeed. Fleet Paw Swiftback says fourth. Just saw you over at good old Captain Foley's stream. Justin says hey, I trigger. Captain Cat says second. Jeff says last. Alex says oh hi. RR says fourth. Wesley says hey. Multi-Gunman says hey, how's it going? I'm hanging in there, my friend. Stuart says how are you doing today? I'm all right. You know, I'm still trying to digest the Picard, and then Wesley throws 99 cents in with a poop emoji, my favorite emoji, because it's me. So thank you. I appreciate that, my friend. And then Mr. Miles says, I'll be back after the intro has time to play. I like it, but after the dozen times, I'm good. Well, you know, there's actually a reason for the long intro, and I'll tell you that it's most like you have a lot of live streamers that will have like a countdown timer, like Bird of Prey does that, and which there's nothing wrong with, but I like doing the music that we do because I think it's more entertaining. So that's actually all there is to it. Fleet Paw puts $4.99 in. Thank you so much. Got back the money I gave to Foley. Says $5. That wicked braid, Eddie Trigger. Thought only my dad could rock that look. Well, thank you. Yes, for anybody that doubts my Klingon heritage, it's there. And then Sci-Fi Nation also puts in $2. Thank you, my friend. And says, thanks for the heads up and streaming with me. And number 15, you got it, my friend. Number 15, everybody loves a little Lore Reloaded in their life. So we'll let this finish playing here, and then we'll get Lore to make YouTube go. Oh, and Wesley asked for number 15 as well. So, wow, do we got to play it twice? I'll play it again in a little bit.
Sir, we are being hailed. On screen. What is your problem?
I am Lore.
Do you need help?
I have a YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Lore Reloaded.
Let me guess, their rubber band broke, right?
I make YouTube go.
So, and then Sci-Fi changes his pick to Frosted Fruity Holes since Wesley picked number 15. So you got, well, let's see, Frosted Fruity Holes, is it this one, I think?
Idea for you.
No, wrong one. Nope, that's Bob's Burgers. Must be this one.
The toast and eggs are really good, but there seems to be something missing. Yeah, that's what you're having for breakfast? That simply won't do. Follow me instead. What kind of place are you taking us to? A place that will introduce you to Frosted Fruity Holes. Not only does it have 4 unique fruity flavors, but it also has a glazed frost that makes it extra yummy. How do they get so deliciously frosty? The frostiness of Frosted Fruity Holes, of course, comes from this hole. Part of a complete nutritious breakfast.
And Fleet Paw there with his super chat wants number 23, everybody's favorite, including mine. Oh man, I love that one. And let's go back here and come on, finish loading. Where is, just for fun, let's put a little
No.
all right, there we go. So death to Kuroga indeed. Thank you, General Martok, the greatest Klingon who ever lived. Josh says, what if the Borg, the Romulans, let's see, what if the Borg, the Romulans could have been part of the Borg rebels from Unimatrix Zero that survived? Interesting idea, but from what we have seen, I highly doubt that's the case, because those Borg weren't real, they were liberated from the collective already, and the Borg on this Romulan ship seem to still be connected, and they're liberating them one at a time. So I don't think that would quite add up. And Fleet Paw puts another $2.99 in and says, have another FoleyCon, please. I don't have the FoleyCon audio. It's on the other computer. I got to figure out a way to find it. And so I am truly sorry. I don't, I don't have FoleyCon. Granted, we all love FoleyCon. Speaking of which, Captain Foley is here. So, and then Sci-Fi Nation was now come on, the Kurogan National Anthem. Granted, I have the original Kurogan National Anthem in my possession, as opposed to the fake news one that Bird of Prey plays on his channel. So let me see if I can find that. Although that one's a little long for playing as a super chat, but let me see if I can find, get that up and running. And then we need to go to, where is Aberjam? And hello world. By the way, one of Aberjam's finest and yet underrated short recordings.
I have sex with she-males every day. I love having sex with she-males.
So, yeah, there you go. In case you're ever wondering about birds' preferences.
I have sex with she-males every day. I love having sex with she-males.
So, there you go. Thank you, Bird of Prey, for that insightful information. So, here is part, we're not going to play the whole thing, but here's part of the original Carogan National Anthem.
This song was created using...
Oh, hail, great Caroga, the land of Geloja. Hail, mighty leader, the brave bird of prey. We flash our banners and alter the sky. We found all your orphans and took them away. We mine all of Plutonia. We beat your orphans, it's our only fun. Freddie and Frankie will always be brave. She-males are always welcome here in
All right, so I think we've heard enough of that because I'm going to be ridiculously behind in the chat, but there we go. Multi-Gunman says, did you watch Space Above and Beyond back in the 90s? No, I did not. I've heard it's good, but I have not. And so I unfortunately have not. And there goes Sci-Fi Nation puts $5, says, now play the whole song, video and all, Anti-Checker. Hail Caroga. I did. I don't have the video. I don't have video for the Carogan National Anthem. I just have the original audio files as created by Aberjam. The unedited version is, of course, what makes things worth it. And and let's see, I just got a special voice message. So hold on, this just in. Well, as I'm waiting for it to load here. Come on. Don't take all day. Wow, now it's going to take all freaking day to load. Come on. All right, there we go. Where is this message here? All right, so no idea what this is. Hopefully it doesn't get me banned from YouTube.
When I end someone, do you want to know why I use a knife, Anti-Tracker? Guns and phasers are too quick. You can't savor all the little emotions. Because you see, in their last moments, people show you who they really are. Who are you, Anti-Tracker? I will find out.
Now, you know, as great of a Joker as you obviously would be, Captain, it's a little disturbing. I mean, I could report you right now and probably get you. No, that was actually really good, man. That was really good. So there you go. We just got an official death threat from the Joker. Wow, was not expecting that. So yeah, I unfortunately though, as in all seriousness, Sci-Fi Nation, I do not have the video. So yeah, so if you want one of the super chats, I'll play. I know it's on the Bird of Play 5X channel, but I'm not play. That's the edited version. That's the that's fake news. So you know, that's I guess what I could do. All right, so man, you just want me to be so freaking far behind in the chat that I'll never be able to catch up. But all right, I will try. Let me go to, man, you're lucky I'm such a whore, because otherwise I wouldn't do this. Okay. Alright, Bird of Prey 5X. And, alright, there's the...
Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Alright. So, now let's get this made full screen. Go to game screen. And then almost there. I can't, so if you're putting stuff in the chat, I can't see the chat right now. Where is Discord? Alright, here we go. Best I can do for you.
Oh, hail, great Garoga, the land of Jeloja. Hail, mighty leader.
Now watch for the changes in the lyrics here. There it is, the original Karogan National Anthem. So hopefully, now let's see if I can get the screens back to where they're supposed to be so that I can see what the heck is going on. And it says error. Uh-oh, let's see. All right, there we go. All right, so, and then, all right, let's see. We got Karoga, close that. So, Sci-Fi Nation says, you son of a bitch, anti-trekker. You take that back right now. It's a lie, Mr. Miles. You son of a bitch, Mr. Miles. Anti-trekker's pick. Okay, so I get to pick an Uber chat. So, we're going to do everybody's favorite Uber chat while I get the system set back up so that I can get back to the super chats.
Answer when one does not understand the question.
Can you let us hear the probe's transmission?
Yes, sir. On speakers.
Spock, what do you make of that?
president did say it was directed at Earth's ocean.
Can you modify the probe signals, accounting for density, temperature, and salinity factors?
I can try, sir.
Son of a bitch!
I think I have it, sir.
You son of a bitch, Anthony Tracker!
And this is what it would sound like underwater.
Yes, sir.
You son of a bitch, Anthony Tracker!
Bird of prey.
Fire!
Oh, man, there was lightning right here.
There it is. Bird O Prey 5 in all of his glory. All right, yes, I am way the heck behind in the chat, thanks to you guys now, but that's okay. It's all in good fun. Captain Trek says, hey. Sci-Fi Nation says, greetings, A-Trigger and fellow nerds. Wesley says, I hit the like button 7 times. What more do you want from me? 8. Grambling Canuck says, hello, A-Trigger and all. How you doing? Alexander, my favorite crazy man, is here, says hi. And then, of course, the chat had to jump on me because I'm so crazy far behind. There it is. Number 1 Sci-Fi says, someone saw my video today. Piano Dean says, I was about to hit the sack. Damn. Oh, I'm sorry, Piano Dean. I was just telling a friend about you earlier. All right, and then Mr. Miles says, do you recall exactly what it was that transferred from Data to B4? Was it just programs or more? Maybe that's where they got the neuron for Data's brain. Well, they said they were transferring his memories to try and spur B4 to be more like Data. Multi-Gunman says, Auntie has escaped. Sassy led a Beagle rescue team behind enemy lines and saved her from the evil Turtistani labor camps. There are no Turtistani labor camps, and Auntie is right here. Auntie, come here, girl. So they don't believe you're here. Come on. Come on. Come on. A little further. There you go. See, she's right here. Yeah. She was chewing on her bone is all. Frosted Fruity Holes. Yes, Data laughing is the best choice. Jeff says, we know that isn't lore that makes YouTube go. It's Pumpkin, his cat, that makes YouTube go. That's true. Hello, turds, birds, and nerds, says Ozzy. Good to see you. Bird of Prey 5 burgers, Anti-Trekker? Yes, I do love Bird of Prey 5 burgers, but yeah, that one is... Short and sweet. All right, Fleet Paw says, oh, crap, I forgot about the animations to Death Disco. Already played that. And then Death to Karoga says, and so, you know, I gotta say, if you haven't seen it already, here's a wonderful, touching, I think, Academy Award-winning scene here.
I need someone I can trust at my side. Someone whose loyalty I can count on. I ask you to join me on this mission. As my friend. And as my first officer. Death to Karoga!
Alright, Valid says, Mr. Mouse forever, first time forever, awesome, anti-forever, cuter than Baby Yoda, who is part of a balanced breakfast with a side of Ewok bacon and blue milk. So Star Trek is using Men of Iron, Arc from GW, as both the show and the game has banned that technology because of heresy. Well, I don't know. I'm not even sure what GW is. So yeah, can't really comment on that. Greetings from the Med Bay, says Doc. How you doing, my friend? Sorry, I'm so far behind. Loquacious says rewatch episode 1 of Picard, and I think the factual nerdrotic cloning was just a means of getting Data's programming out of B4 in a usable way. Well, the fractal nerdrotic, I said nerdrotic, but yes, the nerdrotic cloning system. Well, hopefully, I don't know. I don't really care about the technobabble, so we'll see. It's space magic. So in Picard, the Borg still exist. I'm glad about it. I'm not. To be honest with you, I think the Borg should have been wiped out in Endgame, but hey, whatever. Trackyard said Andy Trigger Foley Joker again. That's why that showed up. Gotcha. Mike Richards says, greetings from Columbus, Ohio. A shame for you skipping me. Sorry, Mike Richards. It was not intentional. Just finished watching Star Trek Picard Episode 3. Do you think the ship at the end of Picard Episode 3 is more powerful than the Enterprise D? I highly doubt it. It doesn't seem like it's really a combat-capable ship at all. Loquisha says, a neuron in the context of computer science refers to a neural network, which is an algorithm, and so it is his software, not hardware. Interesting, Loquisha. So you see, I'm not an expert on that kind of stuff, so that could be an explanation as to why, because people, I'll be honest with you, it really amazes me how many people were upset about the neuron comment, because they're taking it as being quite literally a neuron like you and I have in our brains. And I was like, why aren't you accepting that this is like magic space robot stuff? So it's obviously not just a neuron like a human neuron, but I didn't know that, so that could actually be a better explanation. Josh says, Captain Foley, but Andy Trigger is too lazy to get them off his old computer. I am. It's actually not laziness, it's just man, if you only knew. Live with Matthew says, good evening, Andy Trekker and all. How you doing, Live with Matthew? Had fun on your channel earlier. I forgot. Greetings, turds, nerds, and Jaloja, says Wesley. Alexander says, international is better. Okay. Captain Cat says 11:16, which is the time that he put that comment in. So I'm about 14 minutes behind, because I think it says 11:30 right now. If I'm reading that correctly, yes. Commander Center says, greetings from the flooded Pacific Northwest. We all know the Bird of Prey 5 was really Drago from Rocky 4. Rocky put the beat down, and that's what confined him in the bed. Very true. As you don't have Foley Con, just pick one, I guess, something funny as hell. Well, I think we got you covered now. It's on Bird of Prey 5X's. Yes, we played it. Watch out, I'm getting sleepy, and when I fight it, I get silly as all get out. Fair warning. All right, Jeff. I will remember. And good, fortunately, there's a lot of stuff where nobody said anything to me because they were talking about Kuroga, which is horrible. And let's see. Jeff says, so it turns out that Canada is the Dominion. They are led by changelings, and they are infiltrating the USA through Kuroga, which is near Canada. Can you believe it? Yeah, it's actually quite true. The Uber chat that drives away subs, and yet the sub count went up during that Uber chat. It's kind of weird. Entry is like 30 minutes late now. I am not that far behind, although I was close at one point. If you don't know, Chernobyl power plant had a fungal bacteria producing spores which are green and have very similar genetics as the 40K universe of species known as the orcs. Okay. I did not know that. And how would you be able to compare the genetics of a real-world fungal bacteria and a fictitious world orc? I'm just saying. Long live Turtistan and death to Kuroga, says Springtime. Indeed, my friend. And in fact, I think Martok might want to sing about that. Oh, wrong one.
Death to Kuroga. 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 Death to Kuroga.
Ah, yes, such a catchy tune. And then the cat jumped again because I wasn't looking. All right. Darth Ball says, man, it's a late stream, so I'm off to bed. One thing before watch Picard episodes 1 through 3. I'm loving it. Is it perfect? No, but it's what, 7 out of 10 for me. I gave the first episode a 7, second episode a 6, third episode a 6.5. So you and I are in the same ballpark. Liking the late stream, says Ozzy. Well, some people love it, some people hate it. It's not my choice. The Bird O' Prey mega chat with Star Trek 4 clip is great. There you go. Alexander loves it. Hitting the like button 8 times made it go away, so 9 must be the lucky number. Yep, keep working on it. Don't forget, continuing my late night stream when you're done. Thank you so much for streaming with me and giving my heads up. No problem, Sci-Fi Nation. So yes, just so you guys know, Sci-Fi Nation, he should be taking a nap because he's got to shovel snow in the morning, but he's insisting that if he goes to bed, he won't be able to get up, and therefore he's just going to try to stay up all night, which means that he's going to be a wreck tomorrow and end up getting fired, but hey, that's his problem, not mine. Josh says, when is Super Turds versus Legion of Doomcock coming out? We demand to punch the Wonder Cat. I do want to do a sequel to Super Turds. There is a decided lack of Trek yards in your animations. That's true. We need to work on that. Sci-Fi says, hello there, Checker. Have you thought about giving in some stem cell therapy to help restore some of the nerves that are damaged to stop the annoying pain? Stem cell therapy, they wouldn't do anything that I'm aware of. But you know, and the type of nerve damage theoretically can heal on its own, but there, you know, at least according to my doctor, there's no way to speed it up. It just will heal at whatever rate it heals at. Cat to Cat says, it's not space magic, it's quantum. Well, true. Jeff Franklin then says, 11:30. It is 11:34, so I'm catching up. Number one Sci-Fi says, maybe Free Cloud means what Raffi could possibly attain once back off the space weed. I don't know. I'm really curious about what is Free Cloud, but I'm more curious about why the hell are people smoking in the 24th century when in the first season of TNG they were like, what is this strange thing people are doing, rolling up leaves and inhaling it, you know, and it's like, yeah, kind of weird. And let's see, Sci-Fi says, Trigger, the missus says you don't know my boss too well. Well, no, I don't know your boss too well, but I'm just saying that it seems like if the choice is sleep for several hours and then shovel the snow versus stay up all night and shovel the snow, I would take the sleep for several hours option. Just saying. I think that's...
Hello, world.
And then Fleet Paw puts another $2.99 in and says, got you on in the background while I work. Pick a number. Ooh, let's see. Well, we did the Frosted Fruity Holes. Hello, and there's Sci-Fi Nations as well. Thank you, my friend. I got it. Which one should we do? Well, we did Birds Burgers. All right, let's one we haven't done in a while. I'm going to pick one what's number 7? There we go. A little lore reloaded action going down. That was actually the first Super Chat animation right there. And it was extremely popular for a very long time. And that was when Joshua was first learning how to do the animation software. It's amazing how far he's come. GW's Game Workshop at the Hobby Shop at 40K. Gotcha. Wesley says, so how's Hulkin? Never mind. How's your day? Yeah, Wesley. It's I'm trying to get things in order to get that going. It's been, I'll tell you, my day crazy. Trying to deal with the work situation. I don't even want to get in. I don't want to be negative. Check out Fox News story about the fungi, however you say it. It's a love of nuclear radiation from inside the reactor at Chernobyl. Well, that's interesting and all, but its apparent similarities to a fictitious monster is not really relevant. Alexander says, it's been a very rough week. I got 6 days of conflict with my wife. Now it is fine. Distance brings pleasure and misunderstood. It's about time to see each other again in Cuba. Okay. Captain Cat says, I don't think Anti-Checker is going to get tired of that death to Kuroga. I definitely will never get tired of death to Kuroga. We need a good Captain Batman, aka keep Michael awake. Anti-Checker is streaming until 1 a.m. No, we don't. We definitely don't need that. Loquisha says, I've worked with neural net algorithms, not physical neurons, just math feeding information in a pattern that resembles biological neurons are commonly used in image recognition. So maybe what they're saying is that it's not the hardware, but they needed a copy of Data's neural software in order to make it work. And they could have tried to recover it from B4, or they could have, because I don't know that there would be any other way to really get it. Alexander says, I'll go sleep soon. I work tomorrow and I need to do at least 65 hours this week if I want to succeed my projects. Wow, you're going to work 65 hours? Really? Wow. Sci-Fi says, how you met Mrs. Anti-Checker? Oh, yeah, which one? I don't know which number that is. See, that's the problem. You guys are supposed to ask by number, and I don't know that one by number. I'm going to have to... so, you're going to make me look it up. Bunch of jerks around here. Go to antitracker.com. Go in to bring up the list. And general discussion. Come on. And okay, known super chats by number. All right. Flush. Okay, number 8 is the one you're talking about. Oh yeah. And of course, Josh put into the chat number 8, which unfortunately I missed. All right, there we go. Phantom says, could the attack on Mars, they never stopped broadcasting as well, so they may not have found it after a day or two later. Could the attack on Mars, they never stopped broadcasting as well, so they may not have found about it a day or two later. I had thought that last night. I'm not sure what you mean there, Phantom, and I think got just jointed a little bit somewhere between your brain and the keyboard. Because the fungal bacteria is being used for the orc, and that has been used, the exact same species that the Games Workshop used in the background story of the orcs. Right, but Stuart, I don't, since I don't play 40K, what difference does it make to me if there happens to be a fungal bacteria that has a similar species name or something? Or I'm not sure what the point is all. It's new, it just came out, so it's new. Okay. Number 1 is lore is number 2. Sci-Fi says, if your viewers want insomnia streams, guess what? I do those! Yes, apparently Sci-Fi Nation is going to stream all freaking night long, which is good, because this is not going to be a long stream here, because I need to try and get some rest. I got work tomorrow that I got to deal with. Yeah. Josh Street already said that, says number 8. Captain Trek says, I could not find the list on the site. Yeah, if you go to Antitrigger, you go to General Discussion, and it's like the very first topic in General Discussion is known super chats by number. Scott Yeoman says, was wondering if you were religious around the time of Deep Space Nine showing. If so, how did you feel about the religion being such a large part of the show compared to other shows? Back when Deep Space Nine came out, I was not religious. However, even reflecting on it now, well, I don't really have a problem with it, because it's not while it is the Bajorans are religious, but what they worship isn't really gods. They worship aliens, and really the question becomes the morality of said aliens for allowing them to be worshipped as gods. So let's see. I am not less perfect than lore. Or, okay. Did I say you were less perfect than lore? Just wondering. Wesley says, does Josh, your son, ever lurk on the streams? No, not really, because he's not really a nerd. Mrs. Anti-Trekker commonly lurks on the streams, but Joshua does not. Alexander says, next week I have 75 hours and 75 hours. In 6 months, I only work 40 hours, 2 weeks. I work an average of 65 hours a week. Without my wife here, it's the only thing to do until she arrives. Okay, that's crazy. But, you know, if you can survive working those kind of hours, you knock yourself out. You must be a lot younger than me, because I couldn't do it. Although, actually, realistically, between work and YouTube, I'm probably putting in that many hours. Afternoon, Night Trigger and fellow nerds. How you doing, Renegade? So Antrigger's doing 3 streams a day now? Guess he went big time. No, well, technically today, I mean, I did the stream at, like 3 a.m., and then I was on Life with Matthew's stream, and then very briefly I was on Sci-Fi Nation stream, and now I'm doing my second stream on my channel. But it's really, as far as streaming, it's going to be a matter of opportunity for the next couple of weeks until I figure out a schedule that's going to work. I'm still just hoping and praying that sometime in the not too distant future I can do YouTube full time so that the job doesn't kill me, but we'll see how that goes. Unfortunately, I'm a ways off from being able to do that, especially with whatever YouTube did to the algorithm, making my view counts go down so much. And Alexander says, anyway, it doesn't change the facts. The entire human species wants MCU Aunt May naked right now. Okay. Fandom says, when Mars was attacked, could the androids not shut down the broadcast from Mars during the attack and no one found out for a day or two? It was a holiday after all. No, because we actually remember, if you watch the short trek Children of Mars, it was broadcast the day of. Because the girl, it was, in fact, first contact day when the girls got the news that their parents were dead. So, no, it was not, they didn't delay it. However, the thing is that it looks like the entire attack lasted a matter of minutes, maybe hours. So by the time Starfleet could scramble a response, it was already too late. And since the synths didn't appear to have any kind of self-preservation, it's not like they were worried about getting killed. Alexander says, I'm in the parking. We close to nothing for a pay. I choose that job for that because I want to do many hours and bring my girlfriend here. I understand. That's fine. I couldn't work those kind of hours. It would drive me crazy. Unless, I mean, I know you're working a parking lot, and I don't know if you're allowed to, like, watch YouTube and stuff while you're working, in which case, okay, fine. I could deal with that. Stuart says, better to have radioactive fungal oak named biggest radioactive bugs like in Star Trek Troopers. Just saying. Okay. Yes, the Anti-Trigger stream on Life with Matthew is a good stream. It's a lot of fun, actually, and I'm hoping to do that for the next few weeks at least, because A, it gives Life with Matthew a little boost, which is nice, and B, it lets me decompress about Picard a little bit. I think they were trying to create a synth with more sophisticated hardware closer to Data, so they tried to reverse engineer some compatible hardware from Data's programming in DB4. Well, I don't know if they're going to get into that, Loquicious. I don't know if they're going to explain any of that or not. All we really know is that, you know, the magic girl has a positronic brain. Oh, I did not watch the short trek. Ah, okay, so that's why that makes sense then, fandom. In that short trek, they do show that it was broadcast the day of. Jeff says Picard should have taken number one with him. Yeah, I really, honestly, he should have taken number one and the Romulans with him. I mean, those two Romulans are freaking former Tal Shiar. Why the hell would you not take them? Especially since Irish Romulan lady appears to be the greatest hacker in the history of hackers. So why not bring her with you? But no, I guess and she was, and I gotta say, the two Romulan slave servants were great characters. I like them. I would have liked to have seen them continue on. And if that's it for them in the show, that's too bad, because I really did dig their characters. Jerry, Rambling Canuck going live. Then when his PC F's up, we'll switch to my channel. Cool. Rambling Canuck is going live at this hour? Really? Wow. Phantom says a few hours is enough to maybe get minimum response. I suppose it depends on how fast you are and a few other factors. Well, here's the thing, and this is what, and I talked about this on my Life with Matthew's stream a little bit. The problem is that you can't, okay, so the attack occurs, and let's say that 5 minutes later, they know that, they start getting the first initial broadcasts from Mars that something is horribly wrong. Now, they can't just instantly get starships there. First of all, whoever gets the broadcast has to report it to their superiors. It has to go up the chain until it gets to the president. The president has to see the footage, be convinced that this is an actual attack, order the counterstrike. Then they have to send a transmission to said starships, who have to go to red alert, prep the ship, and go. And so it's not going to be instantaneous. It's not like they were expecting an attack on Mars, of all places. They would expect to get some kind of warning before someone could possibly get to the Terran system. So it basically was a completely surprise attack, and there was no way to counter it at that point. Plus, keep in mind that, and they show this in episode 2, Mars has a extensive defense system that they hacked. Andrew, have you ever heard of the Mandela effect? Yes, and I don't believe in it. Renegade says Picard needs a guy Romulan in the chair. I'm sure that's coming. Alexander says I have internet close to all the parkings. I can be on the internet. Also read comics when I have courses. I can do my homework. That's cool. If you can do all that while you're working, then that's cool. The Federation has quantum torpedoes. So does the Klingon Empire have something comparable? Possibly, but nothing that I know of has been said. And we haven't seen any Klingons yet, except for the picture of Worf from the TNG era. Let's see. No, that's the Mandalorian effect, right? No, well, no. The Mandela effect is this whole concept that when you misremember things, it's because you've actually changed universes. That it really, like, for example, the Bernstein Bears versus the Bernstein Bears, and you're like, wait a minute, I always remembered it being the Bernstein Bears, but it's really the Bernstein Bears? Wait, how did that happen? And the idea is, you actually crossed over from another dimension where it was the Bernstein Bears and that kind of thing, which I think is kind of silly, quite frankly. I was looking forward to another Trek dog in a starship as well. Too bad. Yeah, I don't understand why he left number 1 behind. And I think it would have been hilarious if number 1 got to meet Riker. And I mean, I could just see Riker go, "Oh, it's a sweet dog. What's the name?" And he'd say like, "Number 1." I think that would be funny. Mr. Miles sent me a side message that's not about jumping dimensions. Well, that's what I thought, but maybe I'm wrong. But I don't really care about it. Let's see. I was looking forward to another Trek. I already read that. Number 1 would have had too many number 2s. Indeed, that is true. And Sci-Fi Nation puts a couple of bucks in saying, Rambling Canuck live after you, Anti-Trekker's choice. Hail Karoga. What a jerk. We'll do number 13 because you're a jerk.
I am Lore Reloaded, here to get this entire thing started here for Lore.
You just tripped over something that was so obvious.
Yes, the classics. LaQuisha says, I'm looking forward to... Oh, I already read that. Dang, I'm just with it today. Mr. Mouse says, we don't know their former Tal Shiar. We only know they have some sort of training. They could have been regular military. Well, number 1, Bird of Prey is, it said that their former Tal Shiar is revealed in the comic books. But even if that wasn't the case, I would say based on Irish Romulan ladies' insane skills in quantum fingerprinting and computer hacking, and their deep knowledge of Tal Shiar tactics and skills, and their knowledge of the Vash, or however you say the group of sub-Tal Shiar, they're Tal Shiar. I think the Borg are going to show up, maybe season finale. I don't think so. I think that we're just going to see that cube. At least I hope so. I don't want the Borg to show up, to be honest. Cinnabon says, sorry, I'm taking off, falling asleep. Have a great night. No problem, Cinnabon. You take it easy, man. How can you not believe in the Mandela effect? It's not mythical, magical thing. It's real studied phenomenon. Okay, then I completely don't understand then, because the videos I've seen on it, because someone said, oh, you got to check this out. And the videos I've seen on it were all about misremembering things and how these things are actually from another universe and crap like that. I'd like to see Peter Dinklage star in a short Trek. Okay, why? I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Peter Dinklage. He's a great actor, but it's like just having a great actor doesn't make for a great story. Thanks for putting up with my nonsense sometimes. No worries, fandom. Jeff says, it's the Bernstein Bears, however you say it. Don't care. Number 1 was left behind because the dog didn't behave on the set. Well, then they should have gotten a better dog. I remember being the Anti-Trekkie channel, not the Anti-Trekker channel. And Bird says he's done, going to sleep, lost his mind. Have a good night, Bird. I know you're exhausted, my friend, so I hope your video is worth it, but it probably won't be because it's from you. Something terrible must have happened in the Bernstein Bear reality for so many refugees to be here. Yeah, it must have been nuked or something. Daniel's Hot Topic says, do you think the ship at the end of Picard Episode 3 is more powerful than the Enterprise from TOS since it's in 2399? I don't know. I mean, do we even know if the ship has weapons? I mean, that's all we've seen. All we know about the ship is that it's got a cargo hold and what it basically looks like. That's all we know. So there's not enough information yet, Daniel. Stuart says, when it comes to plants and backgrounds, it's probably faster than the TOS Enterprise. When it comes to plants and background info, was a part of my training I did back in college. Fungal and bacteria was a part of the criteria to learn a horticulture, i.e. working outside. What are you doing, Auntie? Auntie, come here. Come here. She's getting into something. Mr. Ryan says, Mandela effect was just when a large amount of people misremember the same thing in the same way. Some crazies think they're jumping realities, but they're trying to explain the effect. Well, if you're saying just, well, it's just misremembering, yeah. Well, what about it? So people misremember. The human brain is flawed. The Romulan with Picard could have been in more danger if they leave the manor. I doubt it, considering the Death Squad came after them. What if the whole situation with the androids going rogue is all fallout that follows part of humanity still being on trial? That makes no sense. Q wouldn't do that just because they're on trial. And that's not really Q's style, to be honest. He'd want to show up and gloat. My problem is, why was there not ships at Mars were operational with at least skeleton crews that could have taken action to protect Mars? Because Mars had an extensive satellite defense system that there would be no way to hack, but because these were synthetics, they were able to instantaneously hack it, and they show it in the attack. Thousands of satellites that just suddenly turn around and shoot at Mars. Instead of defending Mars, they blew up the planet. So Mars was very well defended. The problem is that they weren't expecting anyone to be able to hack their defenses so quickly. How do you feel about Trump approving the Artemis project to build a moon base launch pad for a mission to Mars? I'm all right with it, honestly. I would like to see a moon base and eventually a mission to Mars. If Romulan ships followed the same design logic as Federation ships laid down by Matt Jeffries, everything in the module could be swapped out for more advanced tech. Possibly, but I don't know what they're going to do with that. I mean, because we're seeing the old school Romulan ship. I'm sure there's an explanation for it being so old. I don't know why Picard had guns all over his living room and probably in the house. It seemed like it was excessive to be retired and have all those guns. Again, it's not... Picard didn't put those guns around the house. The Tal Shiar house slaves did. Because they knew that the Death Squads were going to come after Picard. Hail Kuroga, let's slip the sassies of war, says Sci-Fi Nation, #FreeAnti. Mr. Miles says, I said people misremembering something in the same way. People sharing false memories that are identical. That's the Mandela effect. I understand that. I get that. I did read that. I remembered that. Unless I misremembered that. You didn't really say that, but I thought you said that, in which case would be the Mandela effect in and of itself if other people also remembered it that way. However, all I see that is it's a pattern. Like, you know, as far as Bernstein, that's a natural mistake to make, right? The Fruit Loops one, right? Like, I never, when they said, oh, do you remember how Fruit Loops was spelled? Yeah, F-R-O-O-T. That's how it's always been. It was always misspelt. But, you know, some people think it was spelt correctly, the word fruit. And that's an easy enough thing to do because your brain just it doesn't think of, you know, when you look at something, generally, you don't study it because your brain fills in patterns. That's why if you misspell every single word in a sentence, but you get the first letter and last letter correct on each word, most people can still read the sentence. because your brain fills in the rest of the data. I don't know if there's a name for that process that your brain does, but your brain does that all the time so that it doesn't have to record every piece of data that it encounters. If it did, then your brain would probably have to be 10 times better than it is. The Romulan lady in the Borg cube, the sister, so hot. The Romulan lady on the Borg cube, the sister, is so hot. If you say so. Mandela effect is collective and common misremembering. Yes, we got that. What time frame did your doctor say would take for the damaged knee nerve to be healed? That's the problem. They don't know. With nerve praxia of this type, it could heal in, like they were actually expecting it to be healed by now. It could heal in a matter of weeks, months, years, or never. So it's just got to deal with it. What time frame? Oh, I already read that. The La Sirena, or whatever it's called, has weapons. You see it shooting phasers in the trailers. Well, maybe so, but we don't know any details on it. So, like, for example, if you see, if they do show it, and I don't remember seeing that, but that's fine. I'll take your word for it. If it has phasers, are they up-to-date phasers, or are they older phasers? We don't know how old the ship is. We only know that it's meticulously maintained. So, don't know. Tentacle says, Romulan Death Squad body all over Vineyard, and Picard never even reported it. No calling the cops, nothing. First of all, you do realize that the Romulan Death Squad, Tal Shiar subgroup operatives are working with Starfleet. So all of this is getting covered up, and so I don't think even if they did call the cops, that would help much. And basically, at that point, they were like, we need to get the hell out of here now. Who does have the best dog, Picard or Archer from Enterprise? Well, they're both dogs. They're both, I don't know. I mean, it's not like the dogs do anything, really. They're just whoever the dog, Picard loves pit bulls, so that's why number one is a pit bull. I don't know why they picked a beagle for Archer's dog, but it would make sense to not have a big dog on a ship with tight quarters like the Enterprise NX-01. I wouldn't say either one of them is the best dog. They're just the dogs that work for those captains. I think that something only qualifies Mandela effect if enough people remember the same event in a distinctive alternate way to point out that there's where the official history is called into question. I've never called into question the official history on the spelling of Fruit Loops. Lex the Legend says, Anti-Trigger. Lex. Wesley says, my computer keeps opening Oculus app. Can I watch this in VR? You can try. Well, the reason why it's so old is for nostalgia. The reason why it's so old is for nostalgia and to tell us fans like we do get old Trek, please watch us. Well, I'm sure there's an in-story explanation. And now Lex says, Anti-Trigger. Hi, Anti-Trigger. Hi, Lex. Daniel says, back in the 90s, my brother Walter made me watch Star Trek The Next Generation with him, and you can imagine how boring it was for me back in 1992. I was 5. Well, I don't know. You could have thought the spaceships were cool. You mean it's not Jean-Luc Picard? Nope. Yes, the Mandela effect is inexplainable because we have cognitive misers and only process the smallest amounts of information then fill in the rest. Yes. Scientific Lens says, I'd like to see Warwick Davis star in a short Trek. And that's, by the way, Lucretius, that's probably why people like me that are dyslexic don't fall for it as often as people that aren't dyslexic, because I have to look carefully at things because my brain doesn't fill in those patterns correctly. Why would you want to see Warwick Davis star in a short Trek? That makes as much sense as saying any other actor. What you need is a good story. Then you can talk about actors. The sister is Soji. Well, however you say it, that's her. How about the Packlet sitcom instead of Section 31 show? That would actually be a funnier show. I donate more than 10 times my monthly donation amount tonight, so play JG saying, Hail Karoga. All right, fine, just for you. Here you go.
Martox the Changeling!
All hail Karoga.
There you go. That's the Hail Karoga. All right, where were we? I have to go to sleep. Have a good stream. Hey, take care, Alexander. I'm actually wrapping it up too as soon as I get caught up again. Phasers. I remember disruptors in the trailer. I get it. Just get a time machine. Go to the 24th century. Have a 24th century doctor magically heal your damaged nerve. That would be nice, but I don't think that I have a time machine. Data had the best dog. Spot. Okay. Picard didn't know the Romulans are... Picard doesn't know the Romulans are in Starfleet. He would have reported it, and that's by the book thing to do. And at this point, Picard has no reason to go off books. Except that Picard has... you realize, Tentacle, that Picard has an insane mistrust of Starfleet right now. And Starfleet ain't too fond of him either. So I kind of see how Picard might have reason to doubt them. Also, before I leave, I'll confirm Asian Muslim wife born in the USSR is the best choice. Of course you will. Didn't you think the amount of open space on the ship bridge was kind of ridiculous? Even if it was a cargo ship, it wouldn't store cargo on the bridge. Well, it kind of seems like the entire internal volume of the ship is just that one room, except for maybe quarters. Spot was the best cat in Trek. Disagree. I think the best cat in Trek was, I can't remember the name of the character now, but the female alien from, let's see. Oh, gosh. I can't believe I'm spacing the name of it now. It was written by Robert Bloch. It's the frickin' horror episode of the original series. Cat's Paw. Jeez. Had a complete brain cramp there. Who had the best pet? Data, Spock, Teddy Bear, Picard, Fish, Pitbull, Archer, Beagle, or Q, the entire universe. Q, the entire universe is not Q's pet. People grossly overestimate Q's powers. But of the rest, I would probably pick Aichaya. Loquisha says, I'm still hoping for a Cardassian reality show keeping up with the Cardassians. That would be hilarious. Stuart says, we will see Picard use a Tommy gun again. I hope not. Tazi says, any idea if the actor who played Bruce Maddox is back, because they did say they found him. The actor has not been announced or anything, but he is still alive, so it is a possibility, and they just haven't made it an announcement, so that it would be a surprise. The Hail Kuroga clip, I think, is the best part that annoyed Bird of Prey the most was the end with Cisco saying, looks like we found our changeling after all. His reaction was priceless. Yeah, I had the short one there, and I need to get the other one queued up, but that's what I had handy. Typical Turn of Sandy stream is always live long and alpaca. Take care, sci-fi. Daniel says, Matthew McConaughey is the captain of a new Trek show. Could be like, let's go to space. All right. He's picking short people or dwarves as short Trek actors. Oh, I get it now. That's racist. Wesley Crusher should be captain of a cruise Galaxy class ship. I actually think Wesley should be the captain of a ship on Picard. You already have a time machine in your garage that Mrs. Aintrigger used to go see Dr. Alex. Well, true, but you weren't supposed to talk about that. Call the cops to report bodies. Starfleet is not cops, plus Picard is not going rogue just because Starfleet doesn't like him. You're just arguing to argue, Tentacle. Cat's paw, yes. Beware of Schmeckelbeck, indeed. Jeff says the best cat in Star Trek is Pumpkin, but Pumpkin's not in Star Trek. Any cat in Trek is the best. Cats are just awesome in general. Well, if you say so. The Renegade says, character was Isis, the female cat goddess of Egypt, now recent terror organization. Yes, that's right. I thought it was Isis, but I wasn't sure because I get that cat mixed up with the cat from Assignment Earth. So I do get those two cats confused. I thought that was Isis for some reason. But, yeah, whatever. Enter, is Picard in Star Trek continuity or the 25% different universe, what Midnight's Edge says? The Midnight's Edge thing, I'm sorry. I love the guys at Midnight's Edge. I disagree with them on that. I think it's fake news. There is no evidence that there's this 25% different universe. It's not a thing. All right? Discovery is in the main universe, even though it doesn't look right. That's just bad writing and bad continuity. But as there is no 25% secret deal universe that's not really the universe, but we're going to call it the universe. That is a lie. not a lie from Midnight's Edge. I think Midnight's Edge's source was incorrect or lied. The best shark in Trek is Jason. Yes, I'll agree. Isis is the cat from Assignment Earth. See, that's what I thought. So I can't remember what the name of the cat in Catspaw was. I remember, the girl, but I can't. It's just, it's escaping me. Is Picard in Picard? Yes, he is. If there are dead bodies in your house, would you call the cops no matter how much you and the cops don't get along? Depends on the circumstances. If there are dead bodies in my house because a super secret death squad from another country was trying to kill me and I needed to get the hell out of Dodge, no, I probably wouldn't take the time to call the cops first. Wait, you're right. Isis from Sylvia, yes, is from Catspaw. Thank you. How come Picard doesn't remember his old girlfriend Vash? Because why, would you worry about that? But Vash, it's kind of funny because I can't remember the full name, but Vash is one of the words that's the name of this Romulan super secret organization that I can never remember the name of. But why can't they just call it Section 32 or something? Make it easy for me. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. I love hanging out with you guys, but I do need to get some rest. It is midnight my time, so yeah. Sucks. Anyway, take care. Don't forget, Rambling Canuck is going to stream, and then Sci-Fi Nation, so yes. Why didn't Picard start streaming on the future YouTube after the Romulan attack? Prove to the world they're real.
Making your way with the nerds today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from hating JJ sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to just get laid? Sometimes you wanna go where all the Trekkies know your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be in a galaxy where Star Trek isn't lame. You wanna go where everybody knows your name. Turds of a feather flock together, that's what we believe. We know a place that's got you covered, a place to get relief. Wouldn't you like to say me poo? Sometimes you wanna go where Turner-Stanleys know your name, and all Karogans are to blame. You wanna be where you can see Karoga go up in flames. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
You son of a bitch, anti-tracker!
Dang you, Zarkon. Dang you. I was literally just about to stop the stream when you got that $5 in. But thank you, my friend. I do truly appreciate it. I want to see some spitting Spock action, so you got it. So, thank you, Zarkon. I truly, truly appreciate that. Whoops, wrong button. So, thank you, my friend. And now for the last couple of seconds of the credits, and you guys have a great, well, whatever the heck it is in your time zone.